year for them. They've been in the come up for a while
There's
now.
a few of them, but there's still sure are not a lot of them. And then on the other side, we of course got Ned, formerly PGR'd with Pokemon Trainer since the release of Sephiroth, has been just absolutely dominating the competition. Got, I believe, second place at Infinity Con, has been doing very well at a bunch of other majors since then, and we're going to be starting off this top 128 matchup on Battlefield.
Yeah, so, and there's another thing you got to factor into this one. Yoda Cage firmly with the crowd behind them, might be giving him a bit of a boost here, but I'm going to talk about something in this matchup. It's going to be those purple Skittles. Whenever Bowser Jr. is side B'ing, if you hit Bowser Jr. in the head, they're going to get knocked out of the side B. And it is a perfect height for Sephiroth, their side B, to get rid of that. So that's going to be a factor in this matchup to prevent Yoda Cage from getting their favorite burst option and approach option in general.
Yeah, really well-placed spot dodge and then immediate shield up again by Yoda Cage, though. Ned was trying to catch Yoda Cage in a bad defensive option thanks to the Shadow Flare detonation, and Yoda Cage was staying aware of that, not letting him do it. But this has been pretty much all Ned all the way. He's even doing the Z-drop Z-catch with the Mecha Koopa because he doesn't want Yoda Cage to have the advantage of being able to deal with it. But this is how Yoda Cage gets started. He gets that one hit, and then he just takes you all the way to the blast zone. 48% on Ned. It's not too unbelievable that Yoda Cage does this.
Yeah, he's looking very much like he wants to scrap this match. That's like the first Koopaling or Mecha Koopa that we've seen the entire match. We're not seeing too many zoning options that people like to think about Bowser Jr. for. And Ned has been getting a lot off of whip punishing, particularly on shield, and also hitting him out of the side B. But there's a forward air with the Koopaling hit on. Gonna keep Ned off stage for a little bit. But that jab at the ledge is particularly terrifying in this matchup, especially considering how light Sephiroth is. But it's gonna be the Mecha Koopa that's thrown to take the stock first.
And Ned completely dominated the neutral out of the gate, but Yoda Cage ever so slowly found his way in and took the first stock. Now Ned at 0% on his second stock is trying to take this one out, but thanks to some great DI, the dash attack's not quite going to be enough to do it. Throws out the F tilt. The sour spot's also not enough to take out the stock, so Yoda Cage still holding on.
Yoda Cage barely gasping for life here. Ned is not sustaining any damage on this stock, and that is going to be a perfect play there in that situation, giving them back an even ground. But then again, if you give Yoda Cage one opening, he will take it for a mile. 54% unanswered onto Ned.
Yeah, great placement of the Mecha Koopa there to supplement the jab with a little bit of extra percent and then follows it up with some more damage just for good measure. Now though Ned has control of the stage, has control of the ledge, is going to be trying to catch Yoda Cage jumping with that up air, but I like that Yoda Cage just had the patience to wait and then went for the jump Koopa cart so that he could get out of that situation, and now Ned's in a rather unfortunate scenario, stuck against the Mecha Koopa on the ledge, but his timing is impeccable.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the tag real quick that Yoda Cage opts for. That he uses that as a reminder that he needs to take it a little bit slow sometimes. He can't go too gung-ho into the match. He needs to focus out on punishing bad options as opposed to forcing his opponent at all times. Bowser Jr. isn't a character you expect to be forcing a lot of pressure. Sephiroth, though, is absolutely able to do that, especially off stage. And the slow tempo from Yoda Cage might be biting them in the butt when Sephiroth has wing.
Yeah, Sephiroth making great use of that extra double jump to go deep off stage, catch that fair near the blast zone, and take down Yoda Cage's stock. Ned now at 119. He's still got the wing in hand and everything. Going to try and take it for all that it's worth against Yoda Cage here, but he's not going to be able to get too much more mileage since that Koopa car comes through and takes him down.
Yeah, nice use of the spin out there for a good kill option. Yoda Cage opting for a lot of the side B. Again, it is their best burst option, their best combo starter, and nets them a good amount of their damage. I love the mix-ups, though. They're jumping out of it, they're spinning out of it at all times, they're doing it from the air, from the ground, making sure Ned is never comfortable whenever he hears the wheels start turning.
One thing that I'd like to point out is that Ned's evasive game has been so strong throughout this entire game. Watching Yoda Cage play or watching really any Koopaling play, we'd be expecting to see these up air chains coming through constantly. Ned really hasn't taken too much damage from them at all.
Yeah, another thing about Sephiroth is that he's tall, but he is ridiculously thin, so those wide sweeping aerials aren't as big of a factor as you might expect them to be.
Oh, gets the run up F tilt and also manages to catch the Mecha Koopa. Tries to throw out that counter, just makes sure that he's safe from Yoda Cage coming in with the stronger aerial after the up B.
Oh, I love the attempt there from Yoda. Great defensive option. And he's going to whip punish that down smash, but it's not going to kill just yet. Putting out the bomb, but it will not connect. Ned gasping for life right now. But Yoda Cage with rage. So does Ned. He also has wing to boot. It could go either way right now, last.
Ned trying to connect with that back air, but Yoda Cage putting him onto the ledge once again. Throws out that fair to beat out the oh! Catches Ned getting up a little bit too early with the up B. Ned not ready for that option, and he's going to pay the price for it as Philadelphia pops off for their favorite player.
That's the Philly special, baby. Hit him with the ejection. Put the bomb down there, catches so many options at the ledge. That big explosive radius is going to be catching the tail end of Sephiroth's hair, cinching him off the top. And now Yoda Cage is up 1-0 against one of the former best players in the whole world.
Look at that fist bump, too.
Yeah.
Yoda Cage knows what he just did. He knows he just rattled Ned, because if you think about it, Ned was in control for almost the entirety of that game. He was doing a great job of constantly avoiding Yoda Cage's burst options, constantly avoiding any of Yoda Cage's advantage state, but it was just a couple of times that Yoda Cage won neutral and took it for everything that it was worth, and as a result, Ned did end up losing that game.
Yes, but hey, we're going back to the same stage for game 2, small battlefield. Got a banger going on in the background. No doubt this is picked by Ned. Or maybe it was Fortune. I'm not sure. And now Yoda Cage is looking to continue their momentum from game 1. Not going too fast, not going too slow. Playing a middling tempo just right for them.
Oh, doesn't follow it up with the rapid jab. I guess he thought Ned would have held shield. That's going to allow Ned to back off a little bit more.
I'm loving, again, the side Bs are such a good mix-up option because you can jump out of it. You have so many mix-ups. And going high for that hammer hit, it's not going to connect, but man, Yoda Cage showing that he is inclined to take these risks last, and that is keeping Ned on the edge of his seat the entire match. But then again, you got to recognize that Sephiroth has those long hitboxes that make it hard for Yoda Cage to get in sometimes. But those down smashes have to stop coming out whenever they're not going to hit, because Yoda Cage has been hitting the burnout side Bs very frequently, and that goes to ledge. It definitely is going to kill.
Yeah, Ned loves to use that as a tool to cover space, to force the lack of an approach. And Yoda Cage is just hanging back and then immediately using that burst option, almost like a spin dash in that situation, to find those KOs. Something that I'm wondering, that I'm a little bit curious about, is why we haven't really been seeing Ned make use of the scintilla to punish out those side Bs that Yoda Cage is going for so frequently. We saw him throw out the scintilla earlier to try and punish one of the up Bs back to stage, but we haven't seen it too often other than that, though this time Ned is going to be able to get the up smash out of shield after the detonation and is going to take out that stock, but he's much the worse for wear for it.
Yoda Cage is also vying for that hammer off stage to try to take that stock. And right now, the pressure is being applied by Ned at the ledge, 60% on to Yoda Cage, but he's got a nice safe jump. He's going to go around, try to mix up Ned, not let them get that same edge guard. But man, they keep going high, and Ned keeps calling them out every time.
Yet another example of how important it is to save your jump until the last possible moment. Yoda Cage is still going to be able to make it back to stage. Ned looking to punish the roll get up, but he's a little bit too slow on the uptake.
Yeah, now Yoda Cage trying to get those mix-ups, jumping out of the side B. And you know what, your point about the scintilla is valid. It would be a really good option to stop that side B. If Yoda Cage wasn't so inclined to go for these mix-ups with it, I think it might be a viable option in general. But there's the up smash, frame 6 up smash, one of the fastest in the whole game, and is also wicked strong. Definitely going to catch Sephiroth out. With that rage, it will kill.
21%, and I have no doubt that we're going to see that build up quite a bit in the coming seconds. Actually gets the rapid jab off stage. Ned comes back on. He's looking for the back air. He needs to take out this stock very, very soon. Almost gets the frame trap with the baited air dodge, but lands on the ground too quickly, and the back air does not come to fruition.
Yoda Cage now trying to hold on to the stock as long as they can. They're putting in a good amount of chip, 37%. But there is the forward air that's going to be taking the stock. Yoda Cage right now trying to hype himself up again. Ned playing it calm and collected as we like to see from them. But right now,
gets that Mecha Koopa detonation, but Yoda Cage is immediately back into advantage. Ned still too low percent to be losing the stock quite yet, but he's in danger of it soon.
Another thing I've been calling out about Ned is that I'm really liking his usage of the Mecha Koopa. He knows how to pick the item up safely. He's been doing it with air dodges and shields and everything. And he's been throwing it back in Yoda Cage's face. That's been getting them a lot of stuff. But a couple nairs into the forward air has Yoda Cage off stage. Looking for a spike there with the Hell's Gates.
Hang on a second. Ned could still very well do this. Finds the sweet spot F-tilt to send Yoda Cage deep off stage. He's looking to cover that high recovery. Another F-tilt finds its mark. Yoda Cage needs to find a way to get his feet underneath him in center stage. Needs to get one of those short-range burst options out, because so far this has been all Ned all the way.
Yoda Cage back to ledge, and there's the F tilt, gonna barely connect right at the edge. The rage, the wing, and the high percentage of Yoda Cage, combined with the fact that that hit Bowser Jr., aka Morton, not the cart, is gonna be providing that kill for Ned, even though it wasn't the sweet spot, still gonna kill.
Yeah, that's always a really interesting aspect of the Bowser Jr. matchup that I love seeing certain players play, is that yes, you do more damage if you hit Morton as compared to the Koopa car. It's really weird, and it's also really cool.
Yeah, I agree. There's that game one again, as you can see. But hey, this is looking at a night and day comparison. The momentum is gone from Yoda Cage. That was a close match too. So, man, the wind might be starting to get out of Yoda Cage's sails, but we will see. We're going into game number 3. Even game. This is a flex game last. Whoever wins this is going to have counter pick advantage for game 5 if we go there.
Speaking of counter picks, we're seeing Ned drop off of the Sephiroth and pulling back out the Pokemon trainer. We haven't seen this too often in recent memory. I did see it yesterday while he was playing in pools very briefly, but Ned has been all Sephiroth all the way for the most part.
Yeah, but this is a bad switch. I'll tell you why.
Beast.
One of the best players in Philadelphia is named Beast, and Yoda Cage consistently beats Beast frequently, particularly in the past couple of seasons when he was more active in Philly. So he knows this matchup like the back of his hand, and Ned is even opting for the same skin that Beast tends to use.
Now, no shade to Beast, but Ned is a cut above the rest when it comes to Pokemon Trainer. He's been one of the best in the world for the longest time. PGR ranked with this character, so if anyone can do it, it's certainly him, though. You might be right, because he's struggling quite a bit to get back up onto the stage.
Yeah, the big differences between Beast and Ned is that obviously Beast is probably the best Zard in the game, but Ned has the other 2 Pokemon in his back pocket. He's very good with them. And there is the jab at the ledge on Smashville. That is absolutely going to kill Yoda Cage with an emphatic lead this early.
And I love that that Yoda Cage held onto the Mecha Koopa in that situation. It almost served like a snake grenade right there, popping him out of disadvantage and letting him go right back to it. Squirtle jab, though, is going to stop him from getting back up onto the stage. Now looking for this edge guard with Charizard.
It's such a versatile option too, Ned. I mean, you can use it as an explosion like a grenade. You can use it as a grounded option to cover the ground and make your opponent not want to land. And that rapid jab is so good too.
That was such a smart delay on the second jab by Yoda Cage, baiting Ned into dropping shield and then continuing with the rest of the rapid jab for the extra %.
I'm loving how both these guys are playing the matchup, honestly. I mean, you know, Yoda Cage is someone you need to play around. You can't just overwhelm them because he's such a unique character and a unique player. Not a lot of people know how to play with the Koopa Link matchup. But Yoda Cage has a lot of experience in a lot of matchups across this game. He's played it for countless hours. But Ned, again, showing that he is a former top player. And it's not very hard to see why.
Ned is still definitely one of the best players in the world. Still could definitely make this happen, but he's got a lot of work to do as Yoda Cage chases deep and goes for the double jump with the second fair to take down the stock.
The double dip chocolate ice cream on that one. Love to see it from Yoda Cage, and now he is up a full stock to Ned in this game 3 situation. If he wins this, he has counter pick advantage if we go to a game 5 last.
Yeah, that's certainly very important, but I don't think it's at the forefront of either of these players' minds at the moment. Both of them are just focusing on trying to take their opponent down in this game here on Smashville. And Ned struggling to get back up on stage past the onslaught that Yoda Cage is throwing his way.
Wow, you love to see a lot of other Bowser Jr.'s go for his second up air there. Yoda Cage dropped it because he knew Ned was expecting it and was able to get a saucier punish afterwards. Yoda Cage is playing so transitionally right now.
Ooh, gets the uppy into the hammer. Ned now deep off stage, 105%. Tries for the tether cancel to mix it up, but the Mecha Koopa is there to cover it all. Coming back up onto the stage, and there's the up smash. Yoda Cage takes down Ned's PT with perceived ease.
Philadelphia cheering for their boy in full force. They've seen that matchup countless times on countless streams. So is Yoda Cage. And Ned
scratching his head a little bit.
He might be caught in the cage right now. He needs to find a way to break out, but the Yoda Cage is a devastating thing once it gets opened up. If you get locked in, you can't get out easily.
Yeah, Ned, I don't think that the Pokemon Trainer was the correct choice here. You said it yourself. It's a very practiced matchup for Yoda Cage, and I doubt that Ned has all that much experience playing against the Koopalings. So I think Sephiroth, the tried and true at this current moment, is probably the correct way to go, but even then, Yoda Cage is still giving him a huge run for his money.
He was showing flashes of brilliance here. All right, we're going to get a music counter pick.
Yeah, I loved this
the
so
double
much.
dip, catching the switch too. Man, I mean, that was a good switch from Ned too. He didn't need to burn an air dodge. He stayed in the same place in the air. He got Zard out. But Yoda Cage saved their jump. And man, we have been saying it all set. Him saving his jump is what's been keeping him in a lot of offstage situations in his favor the whole time. We're going to see a Sephiroth coming back out. The Pokemon Trainer, obviously not the correct choice. I feel like the Ned Sephiroth can do it though last.
It's definitely possible. It's how Ned took a game, and all of the games with Sephiroth have been last stock, last hit thus far.
Yeah, you know what? He might have just needed a burner game to get off the Sephiroth and try to make Yoda Cage think about a different matchup for a second.
Yeah, I think it also definitely serves its purpose of, like you said, making Yoda Cage stop thinking about playing against Sephiroth, start thinking about playing against PT. A lot of players do start to struggle when they suddenly need to change gears in terms of thinking about specific matchups.
Right.
So that could serve Ned very, very well going into this game 4.
Yeah, and I like the stage pick from Ned again. You know, it's where the first 2 games were played, but he plays around these platforms so well. He can go on them, off them, at a moment's notice, and Sephiroth can cover coming from the ledge, even if he falls off the inner side of the platform.
Yoda Cage mixing up his movement on his way back to stage, keeping Ned guessing, and as a result, Ned's not going to pick an option, but that's very smart. A lot of players in that situation, they'll try and guess, they'll try and pick an option, they'll try and get the punish no matter what. Ned instead, recognizing that Yoda Cage is trying to mix him up, just holds back, holds on to center stage, and as a result, the next time he pulls the trigger, he's able to find a stock.
I feel like in this matchup, this is the first big lead either of these players have had. Pretty much every single match has been super close when these two have played. And now it is going to be Ned on top first. The wing is going to come out here. But Yoda Cage does not have him out of commission just yet with that rapid jab. He's looking for it again, but he's going to have to re-grab on that Mecha Koopa coming down from the sky. He picks it up again. Yoda Cage going to shield it, but he's going to eat a forward air for his troubles.
Looks for that jab, but instead finds the drift with the Koopa car to take down the stock.
Look at Yoda Cage in the player cam. He is a man possessed right now. Ned, cool as a cucumber with a furrowed brow. That's how we like to see them. But Yoda Cage is looking down. He is laser focused right now, getting these combos. 58% onto Ned and climbing.
I do want to point out that was some insane SDI from Ned to be able to escape the combo early. In that situation, if you SDI up, you can escape before the final up air finds its mark. And I actually learned that myself by playing against Yoda Cage earlier this weekend.
Oh, did you money match him?
I did.
Oh, that's fun.
It did not go well for me, I'll be honest.
Well, you know, again, he is an up-and-coming top player. There's the down smash, but it's not going to connect. The rapid jab in the corner. Will it kill? It will not. I feel like the F smash might have been a better play there last.
Does manage to get back up onto the stage. Ned's still holding on to this stock, gets a dash attack in, but the Mecha Koopa interrupts him before he can go for any further follow-up. Going for those F-tilts, trying to catch Yoda Cage, getting aggressive.
Yoda Cage is going for a lot of jabs right now. And honestly, getting super close to Sephiroth is the way to come out on top of them sometimes. But yeah, being at a distance is not where you want to be. That F-tilt's going to be killing again. Wing is still out. Rage is still out. Rapid jab will kill. Even stock going into last stock.
This is do or die for Ned. He needs to win this game or he is down in losers here at Let's Make Big Moves. Yoda Cage, calm, cool, and collected, looking to make sure that this comes to pass. Comes back up onto the stage, but he's in disadvantage. Finds that fair.
Ned is vying for a game 5 right now. It's looking good for him. He's got a good percent lead, but Yoda Cage can pull that back real quick. He's looking very poised to do so. Tech chase. He's going to go for a lingering forward air to get him off stage, but Ned going to pick up that Mecha Koopa with an air dodge, and he's going to throw it right back. Yoda Cage now trying to play a distance game. Mecha Koopa is on the ground. Look at that ejection. Even match.
Suddenly Yoda Cage has the lead in percents. The Mecha Koopa lengthens that just a little bit more. Ned stuck on the ledge trying to get past. Now regains center stage. Finds that fair as well to send Yoda Cage off stage. And the back air finds its mark, and that is going to be enough. We're going to game 5.
Man, amazing poise from Ned to come out on top of that one. Philadelphia still loud, still cheering on Yoda Cage. But Ned, no worse for wear. Gaining a little bit of momentum here, and I feel like, honestly, having counter pick is nothing compared to having momentum going into game 5 last.
Right, I definitely think that Sephiroth does well enough on every single stage in our legal list here that as long as Ned has his bans at his disposal, which he's going to use on Kalos, Town, and Final Destination, he doesn't really have to worry about getting super cheesed on any stage. And I also think that kind of gap game that he took with Pokemon Trainer served its purpose extremely well in order to kind of mix up Yoda Cage's mental and how he's approaching the matchup. Because you noticed it, Yoda Cage got a lot more aggressive during that game number 4, and as a result, Ned hard punished him for it.
Right. But anyway, there's no DSR in this bracket, going back to the stage picks, and we're going to be seeing Smashville again. As you recall, Yoda Cage took Ned here. That's when Ned went PT. But right now, this is looking like a very comfortable pick here.
Whoa.
Reading the air dodge, the frame trap from Yoda Cage with that hammer swing.
Less than 30 seconds into game number 5, and Yoda Cage has already picked up his first stock. Ned reeling after that one, needs to get back into this soon.
Those early stocks are so important, specifically in this matchup last, because Sephiroth gets that wing. It does extra damage, all of his moves. He gets super armor and smash attacks, an extra jump. A lot of cool shenanigans. But the thing is, getting rid of it means he doesn't have that until he gets it next stock.
Coming back to the stage, he's taking a lot of damage, paying the tax, so to speak, in order to touch down on the stage. And Yoda Cage is not letting him off easy. 62% already built up. Great mix-up with the cancel on the Koopa car, and then goes for it again. Now Rapid Jab finds its mark, and 82% has already been racked up.
Dude, he keeps punishing those smash attacks so well, and also avoiding them too. Not in the ballpark for a lot of those. That up smash is gonna whip, but that forward air won't. But the cannonball won't either. Ned has to pay the toll there.
One last farewell from Morton before he comes back from the Angel platform, just sending that cannonball out with a kiss.
Old Yeller there. And now Yoda Cage still trying to take the stock early, but Ned moving around, getting a little bit of speed, trying to catch out this side B, and is able to get a little bit of a trade for damage and avoid the ejection too.
Good run-up jab by Ned there too. It forces Yoda Cage to actually go off stage. I know he wanted the hammer in that situation. Up throw from Ned's going to put Yoda Cage in poor position.
Yoda Cage should stop being so aggressive right now. Ned is starting to pick up on that tempo really nicely.
Oh no!
But a costly mistake. He's SDing.
Ned's shaking his head too. He knows what that mistake means for him. It's just made this game so much harder.
Oh no, Yoda Cage!
Yoda Cage saved him.
Yeah, he did. Actually, I think he could have made it back anyway, but if he got the drag down, that would have been a stock. I think he just did it a little bit too early. Maybe he was a little bit too over-eager to hit it, but that's another costly mistake between these two. That could have been the match right there last.
100% true, but not going to be it quite yet. Yoda Cage's shield starting to look a little bit small. Manages to avoid the shield break, and here comes the up airs, 51%.
Yes, nice
ejection as well.
And, oh my god, didn't catch that roll in from Ned. Ned is playing scared right now, and I don't blame him. I would be too if I was stuck in the cage.
Yoda Cage looking for these starters. He's trying to use the Koopa card to put Ned into a position where he can capitalize and take this game as his own. Back air comes through, sends him deep off stage. Ned looking for the ledge trap, but the fair actually comes through.
Way.
And that's going to be it. Yoda Cage has defeated Ned and moves on in the bracket. The handshake as Philly goes crazy.
The pop-off is so subtle, but you can see in his eyes he is happy about that one. An amazing first set of the day for Yoda Cage, and he's got a lot more of a promising run to make today. Philly cheering on their boy in full force. And man, you come here to the East Coast, you got to be ready for the crowds. Ned looked calm as ever, but then again, when you get caught in the cage, things happen.
And I also noticed as the set went on, Yoda Cage became faster with the way that he executed that ejection into the hammer hit. Earlier on in the set, Ned found himself able to air dodge through it, and then one time, and we saw it on the replay a second ago, one time Yoda Cage just waited, punished the air dodge, and for the rest of the set, we saw Ned being afraid to air dodge in those situations because he couldn't tell if Yoda Cage was going for a mix-up. And as a result, he lost so many stocks to that same confirm.
Yoda Cage, the mix-up master, the king of the tempo change. So frequently good at making people think twice about where he's going to be and what he's going to do at any given moment. Such a powerful thing to do if you're any player. If there's one thing you can pick up on from Yoda